We got some good news if we go to war. The United States is 13 years behind in ammunition production, according to the New York Times. 13 years behind. Don't worry about it. Why? Not because we're sending all our ammo to Ukraine. That's why. Isn't that great?
By design, the implosion of a nation.
See, America's last policy of this administration that allows all this to happen. Our commitment to support Ukraine against the Russian invasion appears to have rattled the stability of our domestic stockpile of missiles and munitions. This is absolutely unconscionable. It's treason.
Yeah,
treason.
We got to start using that word.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. So many ways, too, under this administration.
The Biden administration has promised, as part of a $33 billion sent in military aid for the besieged country so far. $33 billion, my rectal cavity. Come on. We're way beyond $33 billion. I like how they break it down into these categories. It's not over $200 billion in aid.
Right.
No. We break it down into, okay, well, some of it was for this, some of it was for that, some of it was for gasoline, some of it was for energy. Okay, right. Anyway, a U.S. Patriot air defense system will be sent to Ukraine, too, along with over 200,000 rounds of artillery, rockets, and tank rounds. If anything happens in the meantime, what are we supposed to do? Can you guys wait till we get our production of ammunition back up before you attack us again? Because this isn't fair. We sent all our stuff to Ukraine.
But, I mean, this is the United States of America. I'm sure nothing comes to mind of, like, an attack here on the homeland. Nothing in recent years that you might think, that's a blatant attack on our soil.
Right.
Nothing. And sadly, you know what? Sadly, a lot of Americans don't even think of anything like 9/11.
Right.
It has been just pushed out of our memories.
In fulfilling these promises, the New York Times reported the U.S. has sent Ukraine so many stockpiled Stinger missiles that it would take 13 years of production at recent capacity levels to replace them.
What are we doing?
My gosh, how is that possible? Are you kidding me? 13 years? Unless probably we retool all of our factories. We don't have that many factories anymore. Keep in mind, we ratcheted up production of military hardware in World War II, but that's when we had all kinds of factories and we could retool them. That's not the case anymore. We have a limited number of factories to pump this stuff out. And most of our factories are in China. Hey, can you guys go ahead and manufacture a bunch of munitions for us? I know you're attacking us, but it's not fair and it's not right. How do you feel good about it? How do you feel good about taking over our country when we've given all our stuff to somebody else?
At least the world is at peace.
Yeah, that's great.
Relative calm.
Right.
And so, you know.
And nobody's going to take advantage of us.
And we can tell them, if you do want to take advantage of us, could you please just pause for 13 years and then come back?
Wow. The Times added that Raytheon, the company that helps make the Javelin missile systems, said it would take 5 years at last year's production rates to replace the number of missiles sent to Ukraine in the last 10 months.
And we know how America is at its most protected during a Democratic presidency.
Oh, sure.
So Joe Biden will probably ramp up production for sure.
Currently, the U.S. produces just over 14,000 rounds of 155 millimeter ammunition every month, and Ukrainian forces have previously fired that many rounds in the span of 48 hours.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
and we saw him waste on Pat Gray overtime. We saw him waste a lot of those bullets. You were down the hall. That's right. It was me and Hillary earlier this week. We played a clip of a Ukrainian soldier just firing off bullets to scare a mom and her child that they didn't like the way she was driving too close to the convoy.
My gosh.
I mean, this is... And how much are we sending to that army again? To that military? Over 200 billion
over 200,000 rounds of artillery, rockets, and tank rounds. 200,000 rounds. Don't worry about that. The Washington Post reported last month U.S. officials in January proposed a production increase of up to 90,000 rounds of 155 millimeter ammunition each month to keep up with the demand for Ukraine. Okay. Ammunition availability might be the single most important factor that determines the course of the war in 2023, according to U.S. defense experts Michael Kaufman and Rob Lee, adding that Ukraine will depend on international stockpiles and production for access to the ammunition it needs. And meanwhile, we don't pay a bit of attention to what this is doing to us as a country. We don't care. The Biden administration couldn't care less about any of this. Have you heard them even mention it? Hey, you know what? We're going to cut back on supplying Ukraine because we don't have it right now. Okay, and it's going to take us 13 years to get our stockpile back up to speed. Really incredible. Wow. So, I guess there are some excerpts from the 2023 National Defense Authorization Act.
Yeah, I didn't know all of these things were in there. So when I saw this in a blog, I thought, we need to talk about this. And I'm sorry, I just didn't know that this was in there. Can't keep up with everything.
A few things that are in there. All non-combat vehicles procured by the Department of Defense must be electric, biofuel.
We're screwed.
Or hydrogen.
Screwed.
From 2035 on. Okay, so they got to be powered by electricity, biofuel, or hydrogen by 2035.
Nation committing suicide in the open.
Got the establishment of a Department of Defense working group to prioritize reducing greenhouse gas emissions in Department of Defense energy supplies. Okay, that's good. That's good. You want to prioritize greenhouse gas emissions.
Yeah, you do.
When the military...
When your life's on the line, you just want to make sure, is it green energy that is powering my demise?
Exactly. There's a pilot program for electric vehicle charging stations on military installations. Posthumous promotion.
Oh, no. What's this one?
Wait, what? The posthumous promotion.
Oh, yeah. This is weird. I thought
Ulysses S. Grant to the rank of General of the Armies of the United States.
What am I missing here?
What? He already was.
Right.
In I don't know, 1864, right? 1864 and 65, he was the man.
By the way, this list is from Oilfield Rando. Did a good job going through this.
No kidding. Jeez. Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe there's a technical thing. You know, maybe he's the general of whatever, and now we need to make sure that.
I mean, do we care? He's been dead for 130 years or whatever. A writing award program for members of the Defense Acquisition Force.
A writing award?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever.
Going to increase in the authorized number of assistant and deputy assistant secretaries of defense from 19 and 60.
Yeah, see,
respectively.
That feels like court packing to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it does.
Because we're expanding, and now you got more deputies. That seems... Yeah, I don't like it.
There's going to be a study on military training near wind farms.
Good.
Okay.
It's about time.
Yeah, I like this too. $800 million in Department of Defense assistance to Ukraine is in the bill. $50 million to support the NATO Special Operations Headquarters. Because nobody else can do that but us. Right?
Wait, how much are we spending on headquarters for NATO?
$50 million.
Oh, and I'm sure everybody else is pulling their weight, too.
Of course they are. Germany's stepping right up to the plate. $20 million for the construction and endowment of the Numu News Cultural Center.
All right. Now it's... Come on.
The Numu Nui Cultural Center. Do we even know... Have you ever heard of Numu Nui? N-U-M-U.
Okay.
N-E-W-E. I've been wondering, why the hell don't we have a Numu Nui Cultural Center for the military? And we need, my figure was about $30 million, so they're spending about $10 million less than I would have authorized for this project.
Well, it takes time to get there.
Come on.
I didn't even spell it right. I don't even know. Whatever.
Mandatory recruiting policy targeting women and non-white mariners at the Merchant Marine Academy.
Oh, good. Because that's where you want to implement DEI policies.
Yes, in the military.
We don't care if you're qualified, if you know what you're doing.
If you can fight.
Yeah, if you're...
you might be 600 pounds. Welcome to the military. That'd be great.
Wait a minute. Hold on. It was for what kind of mariners again?
Merchant Marine mariners.
Okay, but non-white, what was it?
Let's see. Where is that again?
Non-white or women?
Mandatory recruiting policy. Targeting women and non-white mariners.
Okay, women and non-white. All right, well, I can't help you with the non-white. Sorry, I was born guilty. But what if I just go up there and I'm like, hey, I'm a woman? Does that get me in? Because are they going to deny that?
I don't think so.
Our country is so...
How about $10 billion in military financing for Taiwan and $2.5 billion for the regional contingency stockpile?
Here we go. So we're going to drain our resources on two fronts then, and none of them the American front. Ukraine and Taiwan now.
Jeez. I mean...
Good stuff, right?
Yeah. Better than good.
Do you feel safer now?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Don't you?
Well, that's the goal. Did you see the thing going around about they're considering the CBO has gone ahead and made some suggestions on how we could save money as a nation. And one of the things they did is they said, hey, you know what we could do is we could cut benefits for disabled vets big time. How about that, huh? Oh, that's good. We could save, I forget how much it was, but it was so dreadful how they're saying we need to cut benefits, means test our veterans, our disabled veterans, and basically tell them, don't even worry about working, because if you go out and try to earn some money and be a productive citizen, then we're going to cut your benefits. I mean, it is grotesque, this suggestion by the CBO of taking those that have sacrificed so much and said, you know what? For every $2 you make more than this middle line, we're going to take $1 benefits away. It's just asinine. And thankfully, it sounds like that suggestion from the CBO is not going to be accepted.
Oh, well, that's good.
We hope.
That's good.
That's what the VA secretary has said. But keep an eye on this, because that's in the budget. That was not in the budget, but that's being proposed for the upcoming budget, which would end up doing so much damage to our heroes.